father, mother, other family members should talk to the child with touch, because the child feels. If the child feels, then it feels secure, confident with the touch of the parents. For ages, we have been seeing that we had this kind of a science, a scriptural science, which is there, where most of the exalted personalities, if we see, you call it gods or the avatars or the rishis, because we are belonging to a rishi clan or a rishi's descendants. So this is all experimented already. They led their life, and then they have displayed it, and they have scriptured it in the form of a science, where they say how the next generation comes. All this we can find in the engravings, in books, in scriptures, in the name of Garbhopanishad, and different types of practices of Garbha Sanskar. Then in Bhagavatam it is said, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has said many times that how the process this happens, how you are going to be placed in next birth, how your practices are going to continue in next birth. All this is there as documented, and these are the practices that we knowingly, unknowingly follow. But the modern science and modern lifestyle has disconnected all this treasure of ours, where we are not able to connect ourselves. The greatest example that was given that we can think about is Prahlada's example, where this genetic makeup of Prahlada from his parents is belonging to a demonic genetic predisposition. And because the turbulence and the turmoil that has created, people were vexed with his practices, and they were praying. And when they came to know that the wife of Prahlada, Kayadu, is going to bring a child to this world, they wanted this to be killed. So mother was given that kind of a disposition that she is to be killed. And with the divine intervention of Narada, who said that this is not right to kill a pregnant lady, let this lady come to my ashram and stay for some time. And when this lady comes, when there is no hope, when the whole genetic makeup of the lady is also of demonic nature, she's not listening, she's not happy with that kind of environment in which she's bred. She can't make that effort to lead that kind of a life, but she's placed in the ashram, where the ashram activities affect and attract the child, and the child is coming to this with completely sattva, raja and tama, the three kinds of we can say hormonal chemicals that are used in our body. And what type of environment that you give, that those type of hormones are produced in the, and then this child becomes completely a bhakta or a sattvic child, who's now considered to be the epitome of bhakti clan. Now, second is another example where from the womb, the Ashtavakra's father the child is finding fault with the narration or chanting of the mantras, the father is chanting, and then father finds fault with it, and he says that he curses the child while in the womb, and says that you will be born in with deformation. So 8 parts of his body and limb are deformed when he is born, but super intelligent. The rishi brings himself to such an extent, he changes to such an extent that he comes out of those deformities and other ailments, and then he becomes the most Ashtavakra's Samhitas, Akravashta's Gita is most famous Gita when it comes to practicing formless God. Now, there's another example of Madalasa in this, where Madalasa was creating children with her own. She was a very highly exalted and pious lady, and she wanted all those who are coming to this world get liberation by coming to this world as human beings. And she tries and gives birth to 3 sons who are the moment they are born, they are just leaving this world and becoming saints, sages, and God realized. But king comes and asks and prays her, please give me one son who can rule this. Otherwise, who will be the descendant for my throne and our kingdom? And then she imbibes all those thoughts where she nurtures the child in the womb and bring that king to this world, who has given that kind of the best kingdom, ruled norms to the kingdom. There's another story of Abhimanyu, most of us know about, that he heard from the womb, and that was his destiny, that Krishna disconnected him from coming out of, how to come out of that Padma Vyuhu, which he could not listen. And then it so happened that he had to get stuck in that, because he still, with the courage that was given by his mother, parents, in form of storytelling. So in the history, Shankaracharya was brought by his mother with prayers. Chhatrapati Shivaji, who always, mother was suffering, women were tormented, women were molested, women were raped, they were converted, so many things happening. She urgently prays that there should be some king who can protect our culture, who can protect our clan, who can bring back our, revive back our culture and our treasure of the treasure of Sanatana. And then Shivaji was a person who brought in this, and nobody could dare to touch Maharashtra in those days. And then comes Swami Vivekananda, because of the westernized practices and the lifestyle that people have changed. And he came to bring this Vedantas, propagate this Vedanta to this world. And mother's role was prominent in this, with prayers that she brought in to Vivekananda to this world. So all this are there, such practices. Now, what are the techniques that the mothers are supposed to do? Now, throughout I have been telling. So first thing, if somebody's planning for a child, they should see that they are first detoxifying their mind and their body before conception by filling their thoughts with positive energy. Then creating a positive environment is a responsibility of all those who are around her and interested in the child. And otherwise also for the society, if the mother is carrying, then it becomes the responsibility of every citizen to see that the mother is in a happy and a joyous state and with a positive energy. Establish bonding with the child. Father, mother, other family members should talk to the child with touch, because child feels. If the child feels, then it feels secured, confident with the touch of the parents. Now, prioritizing pregnancy is most important during this period. Keeping aside all this, it's an investment, it's a real investment. If by any chance the child is brought unconsciously and comes with some kind of a different types of disorders, or some kind of a stubborn nature or negativities, it will be a burden for parents to parent the child, and it's a huge investment later, which you can avoid. One can, as a precaution, prevention is better than cure. Practice these things and bring that kind of a soul to this world. So how does all this happen? How can we make it more easy? Yoga will give different types of muscle toning and energy that the mother needs, so that the child grows in a healthy fitness. Second, meditation will relax. Meditation will give a lot of alpha waves, create a lot of alpha waves, which she can sleep well, she can eat well, she can breathe well. Relaxation calms down the mind and the mood, which is most common complaint because of several reasons during in different stages of pregnancy. So this will calm down the mind of the mother, and also the mood swings that she's going, because there's one soul of mother already and there's another soul which is coming, so she has to balance these, and it becomes very difficult sometimes for mothers to come out of these mood and stabilize their mood. So spousal support, parental support, husband support, even after postpartum is required, after delivery is required, and it is a art of parenting. It is not consciously making effort to bring such kind of environment and change during this period, and taking it as owning it as a very, very important element of nurturing the parent. The understanding the child needs of each stage of development becomes very easy when the mother is bonding with the child. So that bonding will automatically make the child listen to what mother is saying. So they will not back answer, they will not deviate from their path. Facilitating the child to grow better is what the main concept of parenting, conscious parenting, and not imposing our habits, our dreams, our whatever we want to see in the child, that what we lost or what we have could not achieve is not parenting. Child is coming with some purpose. That purpose need to be served, and that facilitation is to be given by the parents on each stage as a support to it. Now, how storytelling also help to create that mental map, because when the parent, a grandparent, or somebody who is telling the story by modulating the voice, by introducing him to a jungle environment, to the animals, to lion, to monkeys, to their characters, and then the colors, then values, good and bad, and creating that curiosity and concentration happens when the storytelling is when the stories are told to the mothers during pregnancy, after pregnancy, or till such time the child is still growing and at its adolescent age. So all these, with effortlessly, parents can inculcate values rather than making it as a very a rule that it becomes burden. It becomes that the child is not listening, the values need to be inculcated. These becomes effortlessly when the child is listening through the stories. So there are different types of parentings which parents need to be aware of. Insecure and avoidant parent, because she never wanted a child. If she doesn't want a child, it becomes difficult to get connected with the child. So child becomes irritable. Child cries. Child keeps avoiding or feeling that gap, becomes irritated. And this becomes a difficulty in nurturing the child. And sometimes parents think that children who are just 1 year, 2 years, 6 months babies, they should understand what the difficulties the mothers and parents are. So they talk in that tone as if it's so scary for children to take it, and they feel like as if, what is happening, where am I landed? So that type of attitude the child develops. Apart from that, mothers, if they're not prepared, they have been living a life of very comfort and luxury. They are not well equipped with how to take care of the child, and for some reason they are landed in a nucleus family in foreign countries, living alone, and a husband is occupied with work, nobody is there to take care. They always need a nanny to help them, but they cannot afford. For all these reasons, if the mother is anxious, then that anxiety is transferred in the child. So the mother is supposed to know about all this, what type of parenting, only secured parenting, being with the child most of the time, giving that kind of a cozy, trustworthy, cozy, comfortable environment, and touch and talk, and that type of communication through expression, body language, and also with touch will give that security to the child, builds the trust and confidence in the child, that makes the parenting effortless and automatic, going to the and nurturance in different developmental stages. So there are a lot of research that is done on music, how it helps to with the studies of PET and MRI scan, which reveal that the activity of both dorsal and ventral striatum of brain activities releasing dopamine, which is very good for the development of the brain cells, neuronal cells in the brain of the child, and it helps to create that pleasurable stimulation to the child. Second, meditation helps in activating the alpha waves, which calms down the mind and makes the mother sleep and have that kind of a relaxation. Apart from that, deep relaxation creates that GABA. It's a kind of really chemical that is released, which plays an important role in developing the communication and understanding abilities. So parenting is not a science, but it is also an art, along with the science of human engineering. Advancing towards creating a better world is a responsibility of all the citizens in this world. Helping mothers, otherwise the whole universe becomes not a good, healthy place to live in. Helping mothers to nurture positive emotions is what is the motto or a initiative that is taken by Aaryajanani, where they conduct workshops for pregnancy lifestyles for couples and parents who come and attend this. Apart from that, they also offer offer 2 days retreat in ashrams, living in ashrams, that will help them to practice throughout 2 to 3 days and understand how important it is, with different types of activities involved in this.